Hello and welcome. I just want to go over this handout for Mind Gut Reset. This is an amazing resource for you if you are struggling with your gut health, if you are wanting to recalibrate your health and you just don't know where to start. This is what I use this framework with pretty much every single client that comes to me that is struggling with gut health issues, whether it's constipation, bloating, gas, heartburn, or low energy or skin issues. We have to kind of reset the body, and this is exactly how I do it. So I just want to go over this handout with you briefly so that you have an understanding of what we're doing here. So this is basically an ideal schedule. I'm not going to go over step by step with you because in these later videos, we're going to break down all this stuff. But this is for my visual people, for my go-getters, for the people who are ready to just jump in and go for it. This is kind of just a breakdown of a schedule. What we're doing from the time in the morning we wake up till we go to bed. So check this out. That's the ideal schedule. And ideally, this becomes your routine in your daily life. But here in this challenge, I just invite you to do it for 30 days and just see what happens. See how you feel. See what changes in your life, what shifts, and then you can move forward from there. But this is an ideal framework of your day. Then there's some details about hydration. We're drinking ideally 2 to 3 waters a day with a little bit of sea salt that helps us absorb water into the cells, not just go into the body and out of the body. We really need minerals to absorb our water and actually become hydrated. Here, I break down what to eat. And in later videos, I'm going to tuck into each one of these in bite-sized pieces. But we're focusing on protein from meat sources, non-starchy veggies. So these are leafy veggies, mushrooms, onions, all the different veggies that don't have that sugary component. That would be like the next category, carbohydrates. And with the carbohydrates, when we're sticking to a reset, when we're resetting the body, resetting the health and coming back to homeostasis, we're aiming for paleo style carbs. So honestly, this whole diet is basically paleo. Unless you don't want to take out some grains or you don't want to take out some legumes. But overall, if you're ever Googling a recipe and you want this framework, just Google paleo and you'll fit right into a reset diet. I find the paleo diet is a fantastic way to reset the body, reset the gut. And that's basically what this is here. I just have a couple different nuances that I like to do in practice. So we're focusing on protein, non-starchy veggies, carbohydrates, and fats. And I've listed them all later so you can break this down super easy for yourself. And then we got to clean out our pantry, right? We have to remove temptation from our pantry, our freezer, our fridge, our secret stash, right? We're taking out the cookies, the pastas, the crackers, the sugary treats, the bread, the processed snacks, and the packaged food. Because we are not wired for control, right? Our genetics are wired to eat whatever looks good and tastes good that's right in front of us. So I like to set myself up for success and just get rid of all this stuff and either donate it, send it off to someone in need. I don't really have the best solution here, but ideally we get this out of the house so that we make it easy on ourselves. And I like this quote by Rob Wolf: "A failure to plan is planning to fail." So I like to make a plan around my food so I'm not like, oh my God, what am I going to eat? And then you panic and then you buy whatever. So we're removing packaged foods, sugary treats. It's basically processed food. And if you don't know what that means, it's pretty much anything in a packet. And what you're going to be doing here is we're going to flip over the packet. Yes, you always read the front of the packet, but the real truth of what is in that food is on the back of the packet. So we're reading the back of a label. Always, everyone who's watching this video will now forever forward flip over the back of anything you buy and read what's in it. Just from by doing that, you will improve your health massively if you just stop buying stuff that you don't recognize. It's really quite simple. And if you don't know, take a picture and send it to me on Instagram. I'll help you decode any package that you are troubled with. So then here's a list of things that we're going to remove. Again, I'm going to be diving into all this in later videos, but for my go-getters, self-doers, this is a list for you. Packaged foods, sugary treats, gluten and dairy. Those are 2 biggies. You can take them out for 30 days, see how you feel, and then slowly introduce one after the 30 days and see how you react. Most of my people in my clinic do so much better without gluten. It's really inflammatory to the gut, and it can affect the gut lining. So it can lead to things like leaky gut and inflammation body-wide. So especially if you're struggling with gut issues, we want to pull out the gluten for a little bit to help the body come back to balance and help the gut heal. Pulling out dairy for temporarily because a lot of people react to it. So we want to see if that's you. Chips, unless they're potato and avocado oil, any condiments. So we're cleaning out the kitchen. We're cleaning out the fridge. Check in your fridge. What is on the back of the bottles in your fridge? We want to get rid of inflammatory oils like soy and corn and peanut and canola oil, sunflower oil. These are all really inflammatory oils. Low fat foods, sodas, fake fats, oats, grains, and legumes. So we're putting all this away. The one thing we can put to the side is grains and legumes. So that's temporary. We can bring them back in after the 30 days. If you are really set on keeping some legumes and beans in, that's totally fine. Just the best thing you can do there is to pressure cook them or soak and sprout them, because then they're easier to digest. But for the 30 days, I really encourage you to go grain and legume bean minimal, ideally pulling them out just to allow the body and the digestion to come back to center and allow it to, those things can be really, really hard to digest. So we're just take them out to give the digestive system a break. Then we go shopping. It's so important for us to stock up, because when you have no food, you're setting yourself up to fall off track. And that's what we want to do. We want to avoid I'll just grab something, I'll be fine. That is when we fall into a trap of grabbing like a croissant and a coffee and a muffin, which is going to spike your blood sugar, be hard on your gut, feed your pathogens in your gut. So the best thing we can do is buy in bulk. Go to your farmer's market every week. Just make a routine of it. We want to prep the fridge, the pantry, the freezer. Anytime the fridge is full, we are rocking and rolling. It's so much easier to eat healthy. So we don't want to shop like we're in Europe, right? Just buy one thing at a time. Oh, I'll just buy this, I'll buy that. Go to the store, buy a bunch of stuff and have it in your fridge, right? So it's essential to have these things on hand. Protein. I always have tons of protein in my freezer. Herbs and spices, veggies, carbs, and some fruit. And I put this little graph here to help you build out your plate. And we're going to talk about, this is the visual piece of it, but this is really breaking it down to what that actually means. So you can choose one from each category, and that equals your meal. So if you're just getting new to this, if you're new to this is a really good way to get used to the process. So you pick one from each meal, and that's pick one from each column, and that's your meal. It's really easy. And I find my clients respond really well to this, where this is what your plate should look like. And this is a great way to build out your meal when you're starting to cook. Okay, do I have my non-starchy veggies? Do I have my protein? Do I have my starchy veggies? And then on top of that, we want to be cooking with fat and spices and herbs. So easy, super simple. This will become second nature when you start to just do it over and over and use this as a guide. I'm sure there's some stuff I've missed on there, but hey, this is a really, really good starting place to get familiar with how to build your plate. Again, I put some just examples here that you can read through. Again, more examples. Carbohydrates. What is a carbohydrate? Check it out. There it is. What is a leafy veggie? Check it out. There it is. And then protein. And I definitely encourage animal-based proteins because they are much more satiating. They have a full amino acid profile. It is what our body needs to feel grounded, less anxious, and helps us heal at a deeper level. Fats. Here's a bunch of different fats. Snacking. We're going to dive into blood sugar and stuff like that in later videos. But ideally we're eating 3 meals a day. So go back to that schedule. That's what we're doing. 3 meals a day. And if you're still hungry in between, that's totally fine. You might be super active. You might need more food. And if that's you, check this page out. Gut healthy snacks. Here's tons of examples and how to make a balanced smoothie. And for those of you who don't know how to cook, here's just like a basic rundown of how to cook in one single pan. And you can do them in separate pans, but hey, just if you need some help cooking, just read through that. And there's some questions. And I just wanted to put this at the very end because know that it's really common to freak out when you're changing your diet. It's one of the most difficult things to change. And also, if you have support and guidance and tools like this, it's going to be so much easier. So it doesn't have to happen overnight, and just be easy on yourself. And that's why I'm going to incorporate a lot of mindfulness videos on this platform so that we can help you start to make it easier on yourself to make healthy habit changes. Because if you don't feel like you have time, which is a big one I hear, is I like to question. So if you feel like you don't have time to cook for yourself, ask your brain, when did you feel like you didn't have time for something and then you made the time because it was really important for you? Right? So if we value our health enough, we will make time for it. If your constipation is bad enough, you'll make time for it. So always think about the why behind these changes you're making, and it'll make it so much easier. And if you don't value it, hey, bail. I'll see you later. This is for the people who really want to dive deep and value this stuff and are ready to take their health to the next level so that their life can go to the next level, because when we have our health, we've got everything. So another thing is like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do it. And just know that you can. I did it. All my clients do it. And so can you. So yes, it can be uncomfortable. It can be a bit spastic, and that is perfect. All you got to do is just start doing the thing, because by stepping into action, you will learn and you will have so much clarity. So you can do it. I know you can. And if you're feeling stuck, just come back and I will help you keep you accountable and continue to watch these videos, because that's what they're here for. So this is an overview of what to eat. This is basically what I eat every day. Mostly whole foods, right? Some packaged foods that have whole food ingredients. That's where you're flipping over the packet. We are getting into the habit of going to local farmers market. There's so much beautiful food there that you just can't help but buy it. We're always bringing in more veggies, plants, and produce, because that's half of our plate. I mean, really, it's 3/4 of the plate, because that's also including carbs. We're slimming down on grains and legumes, especially if we're dealing with gut issues, because these are really hard to digest. And we're doing a gluten and dairy-free 30-day test. And seriously, this changed my life and many other lives too. The coolest thing for me is when I pulled out gluten, I used to be anaphylactic to bees. And once I pulled out gluten, I no longer needed to use an EpiPen, because my immune system was so calmed down that now it's like a bee sting. It's like, oh, no big deal. You never know the ripple effect that these food changes are going to have. So try it out. 30 days. What is 30 days out of your entire life? If it's potentially something that could change your life for the better. And the last thing here is plan ahead. When we plan ahead, it is so much easier to eat healthy. So that is it for now. Go download this handout to help you make these healthy habit changes and help you reset your gut. And I'll see you in the next video.